Now we will discuss effect of rotor resistance on torque slip curve. Okay, so we know torque equation T equal to K into S E2 square R2 by R2 square plus SX2 whole square. So in this equation, the if we increase rotor resistance and x2 will remain constant, then what happens? So actually the rotor resistance is fixed in case of squirrel cage induction motor, but in case of slip ring induction motor we can add external resistance. So let us take R2 equal to rotor resistance per phase. If we increase rotor resistance, what happens to the torque slip curve? For okay, first let us consider first case, that is when no external resistance is inserted in the rotor circuit. Maximum torque developed at slip equal to R2 by X2. This we know already. And in the second case, if the resistance is increased, that means if you insert some resistance in the rotor circuit, then R2 will become R2 dash. R2 will increase to R2 dash. But even though if the resistance is increased, the magnitude of maximum torque does not increase, is unchanged because Tmax is independent of rotor resistance. But the curve will shift to the left side. That means it will, the slip at which the maximum torque occurs will become Sm dash, which is equal to R2 dash by X2. So if R2 increased, then slip also will increase. That means it will shift to the Sm dash will be more than Sm. This is Sm, and Sm dash is greater than Sm. Similarly, if you increase R2 to R2 double dash, R2 dash to R2 double dash, then the slip will again increase. So if you do like that, and finally if you make R2 is equal to X2, then maximum torque will occur at starting itself. That is, if you want maximum torque at start, we have to increase the resistance to X2. R2 is, if you make R2 equal to X2, then Sm will become 1, and maximum torque will be developed at starting itself, okay, at point A. So see, this is the first curve is the original curve before adding any external resistance. And also by increasing the rotor resistance, the starting torque also gets increased. So this is TST1, this is TST2, this is TST3, this is TST4. TST4 is increased to maximum if the rotor resistance is equal to X2. So this is first curve, second curve, and third curve, fourth curve. Okay, if you increase the resistance, the curve will shift to right. Okay, now here we will note down some points. For the torque slip curve, the following points are noted. First point, maximum torque remains same as is independent of rotor resistance. Okay, rotor resistance. See here, maximum torque is same, even though if you increase the resistance, maximum torque is same. Okay, next, the slip for maximum torque increases with increase in rotor resistance. Okay, Sm is increasing. Okay, now third point, starting torque increases with increase in rotor resistance. Same, starting torque is increasing with rotor resistance. Starting torque is increasing. When R2 equal to X2, motor will develop maximum torque at the instant of starting. Okay, at the instant of starting. Okay, effect of supply voltage on torque and speed. Okay, if the here from this equation, E2 square, E2 is the voltage developed on the rotor, so which is proportional to supply voltage, which is proportional to flux, and flux is proportional to supply voltage. So torque is proportional to S into V square. Since the full load slip S is very low, S into X2 square can be neglected as compared to R2 square. As supply voltage is changed, it changes the torque. With the decrease in supply voltage, torque also decreases because torque is directly proportional to voltage square. So if you decrease the voltage, torque also will decrease. Therefore, in order to maintain the same torque, slip increases or speed decreases. Okay, that means if you decrease the voltage, so to maintain the same torque, the slip increases. So slip increases means speed will decrease. So when you decrease the voltage, speed decreases. Okay. Okay, this no load test and block rotor test will be discussed in next class.